guys, it's Sophia and today is my debut in storytelling. Today I will share with you my worst job interview experience and I will tell you 3 stories, and the third one is the most epic and hilarious one, so please stay till the end. So I'm going to tell you about my first attempt to look for a job. Once I arrived to Poland, I really want to have my own money and not to be so dependent on my parents. So I posted an ad on OLX saying that I'm first-year student, that I would like to be a babysitter or work in call center. And actually immediately at the same day I received a call from a woman saying that they were looking for a person in call center. I was really excited, and at that time my Polish language skills were not at my best, they were at the lowest, but I still managed to answer all her questions and this job was in English, so I was super excited and we agreed that the interview is going to be next day. So she sent me a text message with an address, and at that time in my naive head I didn't think it was like kind of strange. I was like, okay, text message, whatever, maybe after that we will connect on the email. But I prepared for the interview and I googled the address and it was so far away from my home, but I was like, okay, I'm super excited, I want to have this job. And I went there, and once I arrived I was like, okay, this location is kind of strange. There are a lot of abandoned offices, but still I have a great vibe, positive vibe, and I went to look for this office and actually I couldn't find it and I was already late. So the recruiter calls me and says like, where are you? And at that moment I was like, okay, let me talk to her in English, so it's gonna be just easier for me. So I started speaking in English and she immediately hung up. I was like, okay, kind of strange, but maybe something is wrong, let me call her back. And she blocked my number. And I was so afraid that I immediately went home and I was just happy to be safe. A few days after that incident I received kinda official proposition to become an English-speaking babysitter, but before I could start I had to meet with the parents and see whether we match vibe-wise. So the child was around 6 or 7 years old and he was the same age as my brother at that time, and I essentially presumed that everything is gonna be great, the child is going to be the same as my brother. So I came to their location, I met with the dad and we were standing outside, and the dad started calling this kid, let's say Andrew, to go home, but he was not listening and dad had to bring Andrew in his hands to home. So it was the first red flag, but I was like, okay, I can handle this child, whatever. So we had lunch together and the parents were great, they were kind, they were clever, so I was really excited kind of to work with them. And we agreed to start from the next week. However, from the next week I had to deal with Andrew and we had issue every day. He was not listening to me, he was just a mess. And after 1 month I just quit. Honestly, just don't rely on first impression of your interview, and if you feel that it's job not for you, just quit it right away. And my favorite story of all time, oh my god, I love this one. So after 2 years of studying we were required to complete an internship, so I started applying for some jobs and I received an invitation from one no-name HR agency. They invited me for the interview, and to give you the background, I was really excited about this opportunity. I really wanted to get real life experience and to work in corporation, so I was really bummed about this opportunity. So I came to this location and I was like, okay, it's really strange location, but whatever. Their office was in apartment, but whatever, I'm still excited. So the interview started kind of in a normal way. The HR lady asked me some general questions, but when the owner of the company came in, the disaster started. So he's originally from Turkey and he's fluent in Polish, and he asked me whether I know the language, and I said I know it, but on average. And he asked me to translate few sentences in Polish. I did it, but with some grammatical mistakes. And this HR lady and this owner of the company started laughing for me. And I was in shock. I was just like, what's going on? So this owner, let's say Andrew, said to me, you know what, you are here for 2 years, you should know this language, you are studying here, you are living here, and actually you are from western part of Ukraine, so it should be really easy for you to learn this language. And I'm like, okay. And he proceeded like, you know what, this job is really important, you have to be here diligent, you have to be really interested in this job, and you cannot scroll on your phone, you cannot have fun here, so you have to work hard here. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, but do you think I would really apply if I didn't know that? Okay, so they're treating me like a garbage, and I'm 19 years old girl who had no experience, but whatever. So he said to me like, you know what, after summer internship you should convert from full-time degree to part-time degree, so you can work here full-time, and it would be really great for your career, and you should focus only on your career because university is not that important. And I'm sitting there and like, what's going on? But I just thanked them and I went home, and I knew at the time that if they would give me an offer I would never accept it, and they gave me an offer and I was really surprised. But the really important point is that whenever someone disrespects you during the interview, just leave this interview like, why they're treating you like that? You have to learn on my mistakes and just respect yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my story time, and if you want to hear more, please let me know in the comments, and see you next time. Bye!